Right now, you protect your skin without even thinking about it. A hat, a sleeve, a bit of cream before the beach. You'd never guess that the same instinct, that small, boring habit, might be the reason your species is still here at all. Because around 41,000 years ago, something happened to this planet that should have killed us. And the strange part is, it may have killed the other humans instead. When we picture how early humans survived, we picture strength, the spear, the hunt, muscle, and luck. And when we ask why the Neanderthals died out, the usual answer is simple. We were smarter. We won. But the Neanderthals weren't the weak ones. They were stronger than us, built for the cold. They'd survived in Europe for hundreds of thousands of years before we arrived. So if brute strength decided who lived, they should have beaten us. Something else tipped the balance, and it might have been sunscreen, but none of it makes sense until you know what went wrong above their heads. The Earth is wrapped in a shield, a magnetic field that deflects the constant stream of radiation pouring at us from the sun. It has protected life for billions of years. You've never had to think about it, because it has never failed you. Around 41,000 years ago, it failed. Scientists call it the Laschamps excursion. The magnetic poles began to wander from where they belong, and as they moved, the shield weakened. At its worst, Earth's magnetic field dropped to about 10% of its normal strength. The sky lit up. Auroras appeared over Europe and northern Africa, beautiful, and a warning. Because the same collapse that painted the sky also let something dangerous through. Ultraviolet radiation. Far more of it than any human had ever lived under. Reaching the ground, reaching skin. And this is where the two kinds of humans quietly split apart. In 2025, researchers at the University of Michigan published a study in Science Advances. They built a 3D model of Earth during the Laschamps excursion, mapping exactly where radiation reached the ground. Then, they laid that map over the archaeological record. The places hit hardest by radiation lined up with a shift in human behavior. Right around then, Homo sapiens dramatically increased their use of ochre, a natural pigment, iron oxide, clay, and silica, ground into a reddish paste. When smeared on skin, it blocks ultraviolet light. Our ancestors, without knowing what radiation even was, started covering their skin in a mineral that shielded them from the exact thing rising through the broken sky. They weren't decorating, they were surviving. But sunscreen was only one layer. Around the same time, our ancestors were sewing, tailored clothes, fitted garments covering the skin. And when the radiation was at its worst, they went into caves, out of the light entirely. Sunscreen, clothing, shelter, three ordinary habits, invisible armor. And now, the part that turns this from interesting into something colder. Because the Neanderthals were living under the very same sky, the same weakened field, the same rising radiation, the same danger on the same continent. But they don't show the same signs. The surge in ochre, the tailored clothing. The evidence sits mainly with our ancestors, not with them. And within a few thousand years, around 40,000 years ago, the Neanderthals were gone. This is a correlation, not a verdict. Nobody is saying a lack of sunscreen alone erased an entire species. But the picture is haunting. Two kinds of human standing under the same broken sky. One kept covering their skin. One, it seems, largely didn't. One is telling this story. The other only exists in the ground. We like to believe we survived because we were the strongest, the smartest, the chosen ones. But we may have survived because of habits so small they'd embarrass us. Rubbing paste on our skin, stitching a sleeve, stepping into shade. We didn't outfight the other humans. We just remembered to cover our skin.